Maybe.
Eventually. Hello, NWF wrestling fans. And finally, welcome back to another edition of NWF Fast Forward, live from the NWF Wrestling channel. And I know you guys are probably filled with curiosity, itching to ask the question, where have we been? What have we been up to? What has changed? What will stay the same? What is next for NWF Fast Forward? And I can assure you all that those questions will be answered. But before we get into any of that and the very, very special match that we're going to get to watch here live today of when I went to Newcastle, England, April 25th, and wrestled Mitch the Kid for the NWF title. And as you can see by my nickname, it didn't work out for me. But bigger and better things have came my way since, and we are going to talk about that today. But let's get in to everyone's favorite part of the show, my favorite part of the show, Crusher's favorite part of the show, the introductions. First, I am your main host. I am the second longest reigning NWF World Champion in history. I am the reason that everyone has been waiting so long to see an NWF episode, because they did not want to watch old man Schmucker over here. They wanted the main attraction. They wanted your main host, Ricky Henry. And ladies and gentlemen, to my left, he is my co-host. He is the man who has lost the NWF World Championship 5 times, which is 4 times more than me, which makes him 4 times the loser. He is the man who got his ribs and every bone in his body shattered in his match with me from one elbow drop. He is the walking fossil, the ultimate schmuck. Ladies and gentlemen, Schmucker Crossing. How are you, Schmucker?
And let me just continue like I do.
Oh, is this where you're going to go? I am. And you do a German voice.
I am the man that kicked his ass for 18 minutes and 23 seconds with 2 shoulders that had torn tendons and cartilage, which I just got confirmed on an MRIs.
Oh.
But he didn't do it, but I went through the match. So don't say Crusher's not tough, because I went through 18 minutes and 23 seconds with bad shoulders and I still kicked his ass. I am
German. Yep.
I am the man.
I am
that,
the man.
I don't know why you think it's German. It's Ireland.
It's not Irish at all.
I am
the man.
I'm Irish.
I am the man.
Middle name's Patrick. I'm Irish. I am the man that, like I said, 5-time NWF World Champion. I'm the man that was able to retire myself with the match with Ricky Henry. Now, yes, as he said, he lost that NWF World Championship. Shame.
Yeah.
And so that means, Ricky, that you will not beat my record for the longest streak. I hate to say that.
Oh, well.
I wanted to see that happen. But as it stands in the official NWF record logs, I will be the longest reigning champ. Oh, that's just the way the rumble crumbles, you know? So, hate to say it. I know you hate that because you wanted that so bad. I know you did. But anyways, we are going to watch that match like Ricky said. We got the match. We got the footage. Just a couple interesting factoids. That particular, we're going to watch it right now here, and you can watch it with us. But for those of you who want to see it without us talking after the show, you can go to Full Tilt Wrestling's YouTube channel and watch this. And it is, I just looked, it has 2.1 thousand views. It is 4 times higher than any other match on that show. So, and who was the granddaddy that made this kind of thing come together? It was me getting Mitch the Kid as a guest that started this whole thing. And then Big Chris promoted it, and the rest is history. What can we say? What can we say? I'm very, actually, honestly, seriously, I'm sorry. I had an itch. I'm very proud of that situation.
Yeah.
Because I always wanted to see those 2 fight, and it finally happened, and we're going to see it here in just a few minutes, and I thought it was great. But before I get to that, Ricky, you had a video that went, well, actually, you know what? We're going to get to that after. We're going to watch this match first, and then we'll get to that.
Works for me.
And then, among other things, we got a lot to talk about. So,
by the way,
you know what? I'm sorry, because I'm going to have to retire the Cool Crusher Cross and Shades because Ricky cannot do his duties today, so I got to do it. And there is a comment. Here you go, Ricky. Ready?
Yep.
Then we're going to start the match. Hello, guys. Ricky, you are the best. The question is to Ricky. Why do you think you lost so easy? And do you want a revenge? He's talking about this match with Mitch
Well,
from Augusta SBS.
Augustine, the thing is, you're right. I am the best. Completely. Is there something funny?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where those shades came from all of a sudden.
Have
this
them
part of the
sitting there.
news?
You
Is part
took
of
off
the
yours,
news?
I'll put on mine. You know,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
make up for it. I'll bring the coolness to the show. But to say I lost so easy, I'm assuming you've not watched the match to say a statement like that. I pushed Mitch the Kid, just Mitch, to his limit. All right? So much so, it was such a great competition that we were the most viewed match on the entire event.
That
Does
is
that
a
not tell you
that is
something?
fact. That is
Yeah.
a fact.
2 people with a combined age of 35. Combined age of 35 we had. Most viewed match on the whole show. That tells you everything. But do I want revenge? Honestly, no. I had my time, right? The same way Crusher saw it. When he was the champion, right? Back in the 80s, he loved it. And anytime someone took his belt from him, he was like, I'm going straight back for that title. But eventually, it hit a point where, for example, when I was champion, he gave me time. You know, he was like, you know what? I'll let the run happen. I'll give him this time before I try and step in. And then he stepped in and realized that he's not as great as he once was. But it's the same with Mitch, right? I'll let him defend it all he wants because a match with me enough, it's a big deal. You know, you don't just get to work Hulk Hogan in the Silverdome every damn night. That's not how it works. So to have a match with me, you have to prove it. He got his first match because he proved it. But you don't just get it twice. You're back to the bottom. I don't care if you have a title. You work your way back up and I might come over and grace Full Tilt Wrestling for Newcastle with my presence. I might just do it. But as of right now, no, I don't want revenge. What I want to do is prove everyone that I don't need a championship. The championship needed me. All right? And I'm here to prove to everyone that no matter where I go, whether it is Full Tilt, whether it is here in Ireland or Northern Ireland, or it's in Europe, or if it's in the States, in Canada, anywhere I go, I'm a threat. And I will always be the number one attraction on every event.
Well, it
And
sounds to me like
the views, as Crusher mentioned, from the Full Tilt show on my match, prove that I'm the main attraction. Don't you agree?
Well, or was it the fact that it was the NWF Championship match that brought a lot of attention? I don't know.
Well, yeah,
or was it the fact that it was just an interesting matchup to begin with? You know, 2 guys that started out same age.
Interesting.
There's a lot of factors there. So, but nevertheless, it was a very entertaining match.
Oh yeah.
We're going to get the match going right now. We'll still bring in questions, but because Ricky and I's new format, by the way, we try to stick to an hour now. So we're going to try to stick to an hour as best we can. So we might go over a little bit, but we're going to be an hour at the most, usually. Right? So,
yeah.
And we'll talk more about that as we get towards the end of the show. But anyways, let me get rid of the comment here and I will start the stream and we'll watch this thing. All right, here we go.
Mitch.
Here we are. We are in, where are we at again, Ricky?
We are in the Jubilee Club in Newcastle, England.
I mean,
Newcastle, England.
A consummate
Newcastle.
So Rich interesting that Ricky getting the crowd going because Mitch is exactly not well liked in the Full Tilt wrestling fans.
Oh yeah. So I had to exploit that.
Doesn't mind cheating a bit.
Enemy of their enemy is their friend. That's how they see it.
You notice the NWF Championship on the table there.
He's not a champion for no reason.
Oh yeah.
I would say Ricky, you got to display the belt, but he doesn't have it anymore, folks. Everybody knows what happened. Now we're actually being able to see it. A little bit of chain action in the beginning here, folks.
Oh yeah. You know, the thing is, those English wrestlers are known for being great technicians, so I thought, why not come over and, you know, try it out. It's like when you go to Italy, you have to try a pizza.
It's like a full Nelson challenge.
Thought I would try it.
Looks like a master lock there.
And I think I gave him a good run.
Spinning him through and getting
Ricky, it's interesting. You got something tied around your arm. What is it?
Now back in control.
It's honestly, it's just it's actually a hairband, but it's to help make the biceps pump out better.
Ah, okay. I seen it, and I'm like, what is that?
It's this one.
I see.
I usually wear it up, but when you put it up here, the blood pumps up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Get the wins.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Mitch?
Honestly, Mitch was great. Mitch was really good. All round, full tilt wrestling was. I'll say it, and this is no discredit to any other promotion, but Full Tilt Wrestling looked after me better than I've ever been looked after as a professional wrestler. They really made me feel welcome. Their backstage area was amazing. Like all the people there, they were all so welcoming. I got on well with everyone. Everyone from the people who were there from the start of Full Tilt to the people who were having their first match that day. All such a great bunch of people, so passionate, good fun.
So you felt very welcomed and
very welcome. And you know, Mitch himself is an absolute credit. He's an amazing wrestler.
I know that Mitch also helped host you as well. And put you up for the night and everything.
Yeah. Really looked after me.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
And it's not Ricky's first time traveling, obviously, but it was cool to be able to be over there and do this. I know you were excited for it. Yeah, this is how Ricky got out of my chain action. I remember that. And the same slap. How about that? I don't know if that's a babyface move, but yeah, well, get away with it.
Nothing off this crowd tonight.
Well, that's it. Look at Ric Flair. He was still poking eyes and getting cheered.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I am. I'm just a modern day Ric Flair.
Not quite the dick.
Did you guys call it in the ring, or did you plan it ahead of time? How'd you do it?
Bits and pieces, bit of mix-up.
Yeah.
Again, it was our first time working each other, so we don't know each other as well as we like. Obviously, we know each other well, but we don't know each other in the ring as much as we would like to. So there was more calling than I would normally do.
Right. We didn't get to see the introductions. How did that go for you?
Honestly, that's a really good question. I cannot tell you. I don't remember. I was so focused on this match because, you know.
They did play your music, right?
Yeah, they played my music.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ricky Henry.
And how did it go? How did Mitch go over winning the bell? How was the reaction of the crowd? Because it pretty much ends when.
Funny story. So the crowd were into it. They actually came up, popped for him winning because that was the uphill battle I had as going in as the babyface for the local guy who's been there since he was a kid.
Yeah.
But they erupted because they really didn't see it happen. We had for different import come over and drop his title.
Yeah, it was definitely not expected, I don't think, for the fan base.
But what I didn't know was that the people backstage didn't know either.
Oh, really?
Because one of the guys who was on the show, did he have a match?
I'm surprised even.
I don't know if he had a match. I think he did have a match. He did. And I actually accidentally just turned to him and I was like, yeah, put Mitch over. He goes, Mitch is over. And I go, what? He goes, you didn't know that? And I go, well, then don't tell anyone else. I didn't know that was what we're doing. I was like, shh. He's like, all right. So, but apparently he actually forgot that I was winning by the time the match come. Because he said he had a genuine shock when I won to win.
Oh, they weren't supposed to know. Is that what it was?
No, no one knew. Apparently, it was meant to be a surprise. When I looked, Mitch has won. There's a new title here.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And I know they're enjoying the championship over there right now. So it's nice to see it in a different promotion. No offense, Ricky, but it is kind of cool to see it somewhere else right now.
It's awesome, I'm glad it'll be somewhere where it's looked after,
By the way, here's a question from Austin again. Or I'm sorry, Augustin.
Yeah.
Ricky, why do you think you lost?
Ricky Henry back to his feet.
I'd love to make the
you can answer it as a character because we know why he lost.
I'd love to make the excuse that I only lost because I had a cold that day or something like that. If I was to give some sort of excuse, new environment, I just flew into Newcastle that day. There's that excuse. But what I will say is, I don't think it should be a thing of why did I lose. It should be a thing of why did Mitch win. Mitch won because he was exceptional on the day. He was exceptional. He was, as you can see here, it was a struggle. It was the hardest battle I've had. So, honestly, I lost because just Mitch was the better man that day. But what I will say is, notice I'm not saying Mitch is the better man. The better man on that day. Give me another chance, and I'm sure I'll be able to show you the title again on the bed there. But
two of the most talented in Europe, I would say, right now for this, welterweight division, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
smaller division. I don't want to say lightweights because I forget what you'd be in
Cruiserweight?
UFC.
Mitch now in
Be
the
cruiserweight.
Oh, what would
probably.
I be?
Taped
Yeah.
fist,
I'd be lightweight.
flying in with
Would
an
it be
elbow
lightweight?
there
Because
into
there's
the
like
corner.
cruiserweight, there's welterweight, there's
There's no
featherweight.
cruiser-
Henry
Cruiserweight.
looks out of breath there, Addy.
I think there is.
There's not. I watch
Sure
UFC. There's
does.
not a cruiserweight.
Looks like he's been thoroughly squeezed here by Mitch the Kid again.
Well, maybe
goes-
they changed it then because I
It
know
goes
there's
flyweight,
flyweight.
bantamweight,
Yeah, there's a flyweight.
featherweight,
I don't
lightweight,
think so. Mix
welterweight,
a
middleweight.
lot of things.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Probably
Light
right.
heavyweight, heavyweight.
And you think you're a lightweight then?
No, I know I'm a lightweight.
Not enough to put down Mitch.
I haven't seen him use
I know
a
what weight I
foreign
am.
object before.
What do you weigh
I've
now
seen
these
him
days?
literally. We've seen him literally knock far.
Because I know you've been
off with a
posting
12.
things and I don't know where
How much
you're
more
at.
foreign
So
of an object
I think
can
I'm
he
just
get?
over
I can't
160.
remember that. I can't remember
160
Selective memory
pounds.
once again from
160.
A-double here.
No.
Yeah,
no,
Ricky's
I
getting a
believe-
little
I
heavier,
believe
folks.
He was helping
yeah.
him, and there was some sort of slippage. You know.
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to go to the gym
Anyways,
like
you
I
didn't do
wanted
it
to
on
in the past because of my shoulders. Because I got to make sure I can
Lots Fahrenheit about that.
I can still lift. I'll find that out next week.
Fahrenheit's not gonna
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you the truth.
I don't want to do any
Sticks
more
and stuff on
damage.
people's thumbs.
Let's just say that.
More damage than I've already caused.
No, like I said, Ricky, you didn't cause it.
It's right there.
I know you like taking the credit, though.
Let's Mitch the Kid in the ascendancy
That
again.
thumb should have brown on there.
You're a horror.
You know, it's, and I don't
Oh,
blame anybody.
what's Mitch
It was
going
just
for
an
here?
unlucky situation for me when training that caused that.
Reversal
Oh,
there. Called again.
You guys did lots of
Lovely
chain
start.
throughout the whole
I've
match,
never
which is
seen
kind
that
of cool. You
variation
know,
before, Gav.
Calling for it now as the
be
Globetrotter
fair
runs
enough.
through. Oh, big Inzaguri kick.
Kick right to the chops.
and it's funny. I don't realize all these kicks have these
Mitch the
fancy
Kid wheels
names.
back into the corner. Irish
Yeah,
whip
that's what
reverse.
Japanese wrestling does.
It's Henry
Yeah.
looking to get himself up and over the post.
Now this
was
is a really
botched.
cool, guys. Watch what he does here. I think this is the spot. You got to watch it though close, but watch Ricky because the camera angle isn't the best here. We didn't really see it, but he kind of rolled in and then went right into a cutter. Very cool.
I'm not even sure how to describe that.
The announcers didn't
Even-
even know what to say.
That was just me messing around in training about
Through the ropes.
3 weeks before, and then I came up with it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Innovative, right?
As the
Yeah, I'd say that.
Vince
Try to be a
McMahon
little
would
bit
say,
different.
Oh, what a maneuver.
Here's the
Come on,
comment.
you can do better than that. Put grizzle on your voice.
So Scott Plitt says, as
more
of
like it.
last night, I'm
Ricky
really
Henry
enjoying the
got the
NWF
first
title being over here in the Newcastle, and you know why. We'll talk about that in a
Oh yeah,
second.
we will, Scott.
Big slap.
We'll get back to that.
But what I will
Slap
address
his
about
titties off.
Scott is I was
Three
honoured to be
massive
here on
chops there.
the night that it was, because this was actually the night that
Oh, he looks like he's really
Scott
feeling that there
Plitt
as a punt to the stomach.
had a shock moment and became the full tilt wrestling world heavyweight
In the
champion,
stomach,
Right.
out the dick.
which was an amazing moment.
You know,
The crowd
they're
erupted.
top belt, right? So
Their top
Right
prize.
into the corner there,
And,
here at FTW's 15th anniversary.
and here's another
Referee
one.
holding up Mitch in the
Mitch is
corner there.
definitely-
Augustine again. I hope Ricky can
definitely
win the
in,
title again. He is a
in
great
trouble there.
wrestler, I think he meant to say,
Oh,
and I
he's playing
saw
awesome.
all.
Using the referee as a shield. Mitch.
his matches.
Oh, Scorpion death drop.
I'm correct.
Into the cover. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
Oh, because you're taking his belt.
So yeah, big fan there of yours.
Oh my God.
See, there we go. Mitch wins the belt.
I
Now,
don't believe it.
it was a great match, but my only thing, and I told Ricky this, my only thing, and that was the match, guys, that we don't have the the actual announcements and stuff. So unfortunately, that was that.
yeah.
But I wish we would have had all of it because I'd love to see the rest. But my only thing, I thought it was a great match. I thought, and I told Ricky this, I think the finish could have been a little bit more to it. Wasn't a bad move. I just wish there was more build up to that finish is all. Because it kind of came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
It felt like
Oh, yeah.
that. That's my only thing. I thought the match was pretty solid. And for two guys who'd never worked together and only had a little time to practice, a bit maybe, and then
Yeah.
got thrown into that. And then that goes to show you the training in both places, how it paid off, with
Oh yeah.
people in the indie business. And you should be able to do that. You should be able to go anywhere and work anywhere with anybody. So
Oh yeah. 100%.
Pretty
It was
cool.
a great match. It was a great
yeah,
match.
it was really good. And now, so I'm going to kind of get back to this quick. But well, before I do that, after that match, Ricky, when Ricky does promos, I always tell him, and he knows this, I know when his promos are genuine. And when they're genuine, they hit. And this was one of those genuine promos. It didn't feel like he was trying too hard, like he has done it in the past. this one, it just felt genuine. When they're genuine, they're good. And let's watch this quick, and then we'll talk about this quick. Let me bring this in. This was his promo right after the match.
And I have trotted my way to Newcastle here in Full Tilt Wrestling. And for the first time in a long time, your captain felt emptiness. I just lost my crown, my glory, my NWF World Championship was torn from my grasp by just Mitch. And I'm sure he's going to be a great champion. He has a terrible attitude, but he's a talented individual. But that is not the end of my quest for gold. I am coming straight to the top. I am soaring like a jack, and I will take heads, take names, and build the legacy that I deserve. Godspeed!
So there we go. That, Ricky, want to care to tell everybody just how many views that has gotten to date?
Let me do a little update here because I need to check it. Okay. So that was posted the day of the show, so the 25th of April. That has since made its way up to 60,000 views on Instagram.
Wow.
60,000.
That's quite a hit. And he was getting a lot of hate, and of course Ricky loves that. And you know, I was telling Ricky, and I mean this, when you get hate, look, if a promo sucks, people are just going to be, they're not even going to bother. But when something's got some merit, they're going to hate on it. And that's exactly what's happening here. So,
oh yeah. And the thing that is great about Instagram that I discovered from this post, right? And I never knew this, right? You know, you'd think me growing up with social media all around me, I would have known this, but I didn't know. Apparently interactions in general are what boosts your post. So let's just say I get 10 comments. If I reply to all 10 of those comments, Instagram puts my post a little bit more forward so more people will see it. So because of that, I want to just be certain here. I think it's about 180 comments on that video, and I replied to every single one.
Yeah.
And
I know he does because I'm a collaborator on that video. And when a comment comes in, he's right on top of it.
Oh yeah. So I would be getting comments of, you know, people saying everything to me, you know. I actually ended up having some friends go on and also leave hate comments before I asked them. Like I have a friend who comes on and said, "This is horrible." Because I told him that it was working and he went on himself to do it so I could reply to him to keep boosting it. And because of that, the post just exploded, you know.
Yeah, they did. They kept coming in. My favorite was when somebody said world champion with a bunch of laughs, and Ricky says, his comment was, "Jealous dog?" And the guy didn't respond. That was great.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let me talk a little bit quick about this Scott Plitt, because he just had a match. Mitch had I think it might have been his first title defense. Maybe second. I don't know. I don't know if he defended it in May or not. But anyways, they just had it. Now, as Ricky said, Scott is the Full Tilt Wrestling champ. And they had a match with Mitch for the titles versus title. And Scott just won our NWF championship. So now Scott is a double champion right now. He holds 2 belts.
Is that the first time in history of an NWF double champ?
That's the first time the NWF belt's been held at the same time with another championship. So there's a first. Yeah. And so now that's pretty cool. And so, you know, here's the thing though. This is what I like about this situation, Ricky. That's a good move from Full Tilt. I'm just talking as a promoter now. You're using the NWF belt to elevate your promotion. That's exactly what you want to do. So good move. As I'm just promoter talking now.
100%. That's the right way to use it. You know, at the end of the day, you know, for any promotion in the world, when you get a championship, you know, kind of brought straight to your promotion, straight to your front door, and basically saying, "Do what you please," you'd have to be an absolute idiot to make a mistake with it. And you'll be shocked because it has happened. We have seen absolute idiots, you know, do stupid stuff with the championship. But that's why I'm glad the Full Tilt have it, because they know exactly what they're doing. And that's why you're seeing me coming on. I'm not disappointed in being a former champion. It was for the best right now. They let Full Tilt have it because they know what they're doing. They respect the title more than others have. And they'll be able to boost it up to such a great height that only a pilot in his jet could reach it. Like yours truly. But
well, I'm not coming out of retirement, folks. You know, my shoulders, I'm lucky it's
Last
only
thing we
one.
need.
I'm lucky you have 5 tendons in each shoulder, and I've only got 1 tendon in each shoulder torn. I don't need more.
Yeah,
So we'll leave it at that.
100%.
But Ricky, I guess, we're only going an hour. So why don't we talk a little bit about what the future is, what's going on with you in the future now? I mean, I know you've had some changes, so go ahead and tell us what's happening.
Yeah, honestly, in my break from YouTube, I've undergone personally what I think is the most drastic, most honestly scariest, but also the best decision that I've ever made in my time in wrestling by far. And that's not me just saying that because it's a decision I made last month. It genuinely, I already feel the impact, and I feel on a different level as a professional. I changed to a new wrestling school. I'm now training out of what I believe is the best wrestling school in Northern Ireland. Relentless over in Larne, Relentless Pro Wrestling. The head coach is Damien Corvin there, someone with 20 plus years experience in the wrestling business. He's had WWE tryouts. He's worked with the very best people who are on the WWE scene right now and AEW right now. He is one of the best wrestlers in Europe, and I'm lucky enough to have him as a coach and be surrounded by such amazing colleagues while I'm there that have such a hunger and desire for greatness rather than mediocrity. And that changes what I needed, obviously I trained other places and, it wasn't enough. And I'm really being taught to value myself, for a long time I was forced to believe the idea that almost like my wrestling wasn't worth anything and that my work wasn't worth, £30, which in dollars is like 45. And I'd been promised things that I wasn't given. And of course, by the way, guys, I'm not gonna name any names. Again, I'm a professional. It's not what I'm on here to do. But I'm just letting you all know as a fan base, out of respect for you, all of yous, what's going on. So I wasn't being valued, basically, is what I'm gonna say. And I made the decision that many people at the place I was at have made over the last year, and that is it's best to go elsewhere where you'll be treated with the respect you deserve. And that's the decision I made. And at the start, I was afraid to make the decision for a long time. It was a decision that had been on my mind since about February time. And, I'd had countless people like family, friends, my girlfriend all come to me and tell me, you're not being respected there. But I tried being loyal. I tried, and I still believe I'm a loyal person, but every person's loyalty hits a point where if you're not getting anything back, you just have to step away. And that's what I had to do. It was genuine. I was either going to move another wrestling school, which is what I ended up doing, thankfully, or I was just going to call it down wrestling in general, because what was the point if I didn't feel any passion anymore? I lost all passion for it. It felt like a chore, which wrestling should never have been for me. And since my recent decision, yes, I've not wrestled on a show in about a month now because I'm taking that break from events right now to find myself, discover myself as a character, as a performer, and to find the perfect in-ring blueprint that I need. I'm changing a lot of things, guys. So when I have my first match, which hopefully we'll have on here, when I have my first match since that big change, you will notice a different version of me that I think you will appreciate. But all round, great decision. I'm so glad to, the grass was greener on the other side, is all I'll say. It was a far better decision, and I'm personally happy. And I know, Crusher, you probably have a lot of things to say, but, all I'll say is, as a wrestler, and this is for any wrestlers watching this, I want you all to listen to this. You're always given a product. You're giving a service to people. It was actually Conan, I think, recently. I could be wrong. I could have been something. Oh, might have been Taz. It was Taz recently tweeted a really similar thing to what I'm about to say, but it's working for experience doesn't cut it. It doesn't. It hits a point. I've been doing this nearly 5 years. I'm no veteran, but at the end of the day, I'm giving a service to people. I should be given something in return. That's why I really thank Full Tilt Wrestling. I'll thank another place, Torture Chamber Pro Wrestling over in Canada. Those two especially really looked after me. They really accommodated me and made me feel valued, which is what you should feel in wrestling. And this new place I'm training over in Relentless in Larne, it's made me feel just like that and understand the business side of professional wrestling. So,
and when Ricky says with the value, he's not just talking compensation. He's talking about how you are treated in value. And
yeah,
that's what I want to start with, what I want to say on this. And that is that, just so everybody understands, Ricky is NWF alumni at this point. He has been a champion of our organization. And that means he's part of our brotherhood. And when I say that, that means that wherever Ricky goes, he has my full support in whatever he does, because that's what I do. Anybody that's part of our brotherhood, and I know I speak for Dave on this, they are like family to us. So whatever Ricky does that he feels he needs to make a change and do, I will 110% support whatever he does. Dave said it best on Rewind, I think, on our last show. He said there's 3 promotions we will always focus on this podcast. The NWF, wherever the NWF championship is, this case it's Full Tilt Wrestling, and wherever Ricky is, because he's part of our podcast crew. So that's the way it is. Now, let me just say this. I'm not going to get into everything, but I want to just say a couple things that maybe should be brought up, what he just talked about. And that is being respected in the company that you work for. You need to have that. And let me tell you something. When me and Ricky got together and decided we're going to do this NWF championship match with Ben Nelson, who was a great competitor and was the perfect opponent for this situation. And
I'll go as far to make this comment on Ben really quickly. I'll let you get back to what you're saying. Because of other people's mistakes, Ben became one of the biggest losses for the NI wrestling scene in the time that I've been here.
Yeah, that's a shame. Because Ben had one thing that Ricky and I agree with is Ben had so much potential.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I seen in the beginning, before when I had this in my head, this is going to be a huge match. We're going to make this a big deal, and it has the potential to, because you know why? I knew that Ricky and Ben could do it. And so Ricky's always said he needs something to be excited for. He needs something to be passionate for. So this was the perfect storm. And what we did, well, I mean, I granted I made that kick-ass promo with the thunder and lightning to get things started. and it's cool-ass graphics, I might add. And and between me, Ben, and Ricky, we plastered that on our social medias. I wish we would have had a little help from the promotional department at NIPW, because they didn't use any of it. But it would have been, we did our job to make that a big deal.
Yeah.
The reason I'm bringing this up, though, Ricky, is because when I seen the main poster for this show, I was like, am I looking at the right show here? Like, where's Ben and where's Ricky? They're not on the main poster. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to say, and you don't have to answer, Ricky. I don't know who exactly for sure does the posters. Like, there could be other people. I don't know. But whoever's in charge of that department, when you have a match being hyped up the way we were hyping this thing up, you would think that would be a no-brainer.
Oh, yeah.
And yet, and I'm going to speak for you a little bit here, Ricky, it's been about a year and a half since he's even been on a poster. I'm talking about Ricky. That is not what you do with your main roster, guys. It's just, and I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear, oh, he looks too young. He looks, we don't have a good photo. Guys, we all have iPhones. They take excellent pictures. You can make a photo in a day. It's not, there is zero excuse for that. Zero. But you know what? It didn't matter, Ricky, because you and Ben stepped up to the plate when the bell rang. You knew it was a big match. And what happened at the end of the year?
Against the will of many people who were in management positions. I say many, there was a handful. We got match of the year to the dismay of many people where we were. And that wasn't voted on by anyone but the fans.
Yeah, that wasn't Ricky's opinion. That wasn't my opinion, although I agree. But I for one, am super proud to see that. And I know
Yeah.
you didn't hear it from everybody, Ricky, but you're going to hear it from me. I'm proud of that because
Oh, yeah.
not that I had anything to do with it other than I did for the promoting side of things to build it up to make it a big deal. But them two guys did what they had to. And this goes to show you, this is why I say, when you got somebody who puts asses in the seats, has a fan base, they come to see you, you put them on the damn poster, period.
yeah.
So that's just a little pet peeve of mine that I'm going to just say. You want to hear about mistakes? There's one. So, and you make mistakes like this, guys, and it ends up costing you. And and I'm going to just say, with Ricky's situation, there's a lot of little things that add up to a big thing. And so you have to make a change. Ricky, it's always like this. If you're going to be in the wrestling business, you got to be happy. And if you're not happy with what's happening, you need to make a change. And it's exactly what you've done. So nobody can argue with that.
And that's exactly it. That's what I had to do. And at the end of the day, I think at least me and Crusher see it, and we know that many people in our bubble also see it, and people in the NIPW bubble have said it to Crusher and me a few times. What we think went wrong with a lot of things involving myself, the NWF, at the place I was at before. A big cause of it was jealousy, we believe. Because at the end of the day, when a guy from America comes over who hasn't promoted a show in 30 years, comes over and out promotes anything you've ever done in the last 3 or 4 years, I would also be quite jealous myself. But that's all I'm going to say about it. We did a good job, and I'm proud of us, and I'm proud of Ben Nelson, although he's not here anymore. He's probably never going to see this.
As Ricky says, it takes two. In this case, it takes all of us. It really takes all of us firing on all cylinders to make that work. And, we didn't have a lot of help, from the promoting side of things other than a spot, which we're grateful for.
I think we did have help on the promoting side, and the promoting side was you, as the promoter of that match, basically. And that was what we did. I can assure you all that the build up that you all love so much, this podcast, it wasn't anyone else's promoting but myself and Crushers, and at times Ben.
Unfortunately, his internet didn't help. But
but
the handshake from hell was
the
an
handshake
awesome
from
segment.
hell was heavily produced by myself and Crusher.
Yeah. We
was
envisioned that, ahead of time. We kind of knew what we
completely
wanted.
produced by us too. No other input.
It was
really
great.
Because we didn't need one, and you guys loved it.
But
match.
Ricky, let me just say this though, because I know we're going to run out of time before we get too much into the match. But I want to really get this point across. There's been some theories out there that, Ricky having a world championship and not being a big guy, that doesn't have a very good appeal. And, well, we can't have him going over in matches. Guys, it's the freaking wrestling business here. If Scott Hall's willing to put Sean Waltman over and Vince McMahon says, good, sounds good to me, anything can happen. When Rey Mysterio can be a world champion, I don't want to. That is nonsense. And I just got to say, Ricky, because as a result, and as I say this, I wish you would have had some better matchups in between me and Ben. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. And again, that's nothing against the people I worked in that time. I had some.
No, I'm not. Nothing against them.
And I'm actually going to take time to credit Paulo Triassi.
Yeah,
I'm going to take
those
time.
Those are one of the good ones for sure.
Yeah. Tom Patterson, Adam Beggs, who were both. Tom Patterson was in his second match, Adam Beggs in his first match, but those two are both sensational talents.
They are. But it was an early match for them, but they're doing really well.
NIPW should count their lucky stars that they have people like that who will work as hard as they do. Because frankly, I won't say that they don't deserve talents like that, but I'll say they're quite lucky to have it.
Absolutely. They're the future, right?
They're sensational. And
they're
there's many
the future
others.
for NIPW, let's just say that. Like they are the newer era coming in, and so they have the potential to be,
Tom Patterson especially has all the potential in the world, and he is also a smaller guy. But if you put a world championship on Tom Patterson, it wouldn't look out of place. And what you're saying there, it's the wrestling world. Look, I'm a firm believer in keeping things realistic, but what I will say is wrestling is the land of combat, and reality makes fiction. And last I checked, when people go to see a Spider-Man movie, they don't complain that Spider-Man beat a man with 8 limbs that are robotic.
Right.
Even though he's a teenager, who's a skinny teenager at that. And also, if you want your world champions to just be big guys and not value the smaller guys, that's okay. But you can try and put those big guys on a mic who can talk as good as I am. And we'll see how it goes for them. There's a reason why I wasn't given the mic as much as I should have been. It's because I would have embarrassed a lot of people.
Right. And giving, you know what, though, you just made a very valid point. You know, we're talking about storylines. One of the reasons that Ben and Ricky was so well is because we built that damn story up. And the reason me and Ricky were a big deal is because we built that story up right here on this podcast
100%.
and then went to 2 Royal Avenue. And I'm telling you right now, if that venue would have been in Belfast like it was supposed to be, and with what me and Ricky delivered at that podcast and what that whole podcast would have been able to generate with like a kiosk with a QR code to buy tickets, we would have sold so many tickets that day.
I would have said it would have been one of the biggest wrestling independent wrestling events we would have seen in Northern Irish history. And
absolutely, man.
What I'll also say is that look, you know me, right? Past the character, you have seen it at this point. I'm not an arrogant person, but I'm arrogant when I have to be, and right now I'm going to be arrogant. But it's also honesty. My impact on that live podcast, the 2 Royal Avenue, not only led to several people buying tickets for the next available show, not only led to people taking a massive interest in myself and the promotion that we were representing on that day, but it also led to at least 2 or 3 new recruits, and that's the ones that I spoke to. Several other people said they were at that 2 Royal Avenue show and decided to show up to training, and we got new trainees there. And I will take a large part of that credit, because while others, like the man who's promoting who left early that day, and others who decided to stay behind and be a little bit more shy and keeping their bubble, alongside others, I'm not saying I was going to do this, but I was the one out there socializing with all the public, talking to them all, giving them the idea of what we were doing that day. Mm-hmm. I was throughout my entire tenure at NWF. I was a spokesperson. And you know, it's not going to always happen like that. You can't expect someone to put that effort in and not get anything back in return.
No.
And that's
not only that though, Ricky, but that idea was my idea, because and it's not my idea. I got it from out here in Salt Lake City. They do it out here. Devotion Championship Wrestling does these things at the malls, and I see what they were doing, and I said, Mitch, we should do our podcast, me and Ricky's podcast. Let's do it at 2 Royal. You know, I suggested 2 Royal Avenue because me and Keaton did something there, and it went well. Yeah. And Mitch is like, yeah, it sounds good. So Mitch tried to set it up, but then they didn't have the dates that Mitch wanted. He's like, I don't think it's going to work. They don't have these dates open. I said, what do they have open? He says, well, they did have Sunday afternoon. I said, why not Sunday afternoon? So Mitch went back and he got it inked in. And then, but it was Mitch, everybody, Mitch Baxter, that really made a production out of it. I didn't see that coming. Not like that. Not to that level. He had it as a television production.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I'd like to make the statement that Northern Irish wrestling as a whole is very lucky to have Mitch Baxter. Bet. I was going to say someone like, or people like, but there is no one like Mitch Baxter. And I'll say this, the ship that Mitch Baxter's on would have sank a long time ago if it wasn't for him.
No, he's the hardest working man behind the scenes, in my opinion.
He makes the entire place. Of course, credit goes to the wrestlers, but a lot of credit has to go to Mitch. The people who deserve credit for the shows are those wrestlers and Mitch and no one else. And that's my honest opinion. Those are really, really hard-working wrestlers, sir, that although my decision has led to me not being as close to them, I will admit there's hard-working wrestlers, sir, who are willing to die for that canvas, although I don't think that people up top would die for them. They're willing to die for that canvas, do anything they can to make that show worthy of the fans, which I'll always respect. And Mitch Baxter loses time with his family, his kids, his job, his sleep, eating, drinking, his life in general. He loses hours, days at a time for, might I say, by the way, for little to no recognition. So that's why I'm giving him it here.
Do you know why? It's because Mitch Mitch is a perfectionist, and he wants everything to be as perfect as can be, which is why the production level is where it's at.
And I think it's good that someone is in that place that actually wants the place to hit a high value, because I wish that more people there would have done that. And if that was the case, then I wrestling team would have really benefited from it. But unfortunately, one man can't carry an entire ship on his own.
Yeah.
But what I will say is Mitch Baxter is an absolute credit. Absolute credit.
And for those,
Fantastic.
and for those, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of friends, Ricky, you have over there in Northern Ireland that are in the wrestling business that may not understand why you did what you did.
Yeah.
What you have to, the way I look at this, just NWF out of the picture completely. Ricky's my friend, and if Ricky's your friend, any friend you have in life, if they, a true friend to somebody is going to be somebody who's not going to judge them but support them.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with what he's doing, but you better support him and what he's doing. Otherwise, don't consider yourself a friend. And I'm just leave it at that.
Yeah. But on a brighter note, at the end of the day, I have my frustrations, but my main reasons for the change was I was losing my love for wrestling.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I was falling out of love with the place.
Well, that's just it. You got to have fun. You got to
And
enjoy it.
I wanted an environment where I'd be pushed to be my best. And at Relentless, I found that. I recommend that to anyone in Northern Ireland wanting to start training professional wrestling. Relentless is sensational. All right. I used to have a 15-minute drive to training. Now I take the 45 to an hour drive, depending on the day and the traffic, just to train at Relentless in Larne. It's sensational. I would drive 3 hours to train there. It's amazing. Amazing coaching. Genuinely amazing coaching staff, amazing trainees, amazing professional wrestlers on the show, amazing show product. And genuinely, they'll train you to be the best. And I feel so much passion and so much excitement for every training session. It's been amazing.
You can see the excitement on your face. I mean, I can tell you're really excited.
Yeah, I just love it so much. Like,
yeah,
you would actually think that, you know, now with how my life's going, and for example, I have a girlfriend now, you would think I wouldn't train at all. You know, that's what some people would think, that I wouldn't train at all if I had a girlfriend. But no, with Relentless,
well,
I tell my girlfriend,
Ricky,
Nick, I'll stay here on the weekends just to train over Relentless.
It is true. When you have your first girlfriend, you get head over heels. Everybody does, and you start. You know, that is part of that. That is always part of it. But I knew that was coming. This is just giving me my jobs for tomorrow. So let me just take care of that. There we go. But you know, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the girlfriend deal, and I'm also happy for that you're happy, because really, honestly, I'm happy if you're happy. So
I haven't been this happy about wrestling in a long time, and honestly, I'll tell you this: I haven't been excited about wrestling training for a long, long time. I used to love when I was a full-time coach at the last place I was at, and many called me, you know, an amazing coach for the new beginners who'd help them learn their fundamentals. But I'm even happier now to take that step right down to the bottom of the food chain again and just soak in so much information, because I am soaking in information every time I walk into the place there. I'm learning how to be different and stand out and present myself as a professional by a full-time wrestler who's working for the best place across the world. Like Corvin Mediat again. Like Corvin, he's working for one of the biggest wrestling promotions in the world in India. I don't know if you've seen them, but they are up there with production level, TV quality. I think they're actually on TV. They're amazing, WXM in India, and he's one of the biggest stars.
That's cool.
It's amazing, and it opens all sorts of doors for myself and the people there. And I really feel like I'm part of a team, which was a big thing for me. And we all support each other. And you'll see my social media; it's all supporting the guys there. We all support each other. It's amazing. And
well, I've seen the stuff you've been posting. Yeah, I can see it. The training is very, very organized. You know,
it's the most organized training I've ever been a part of.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
You can see, it's very, you know, if you guys haven't joined, you know, his Instagram channel's right there. You can follow him. You can see these things he's talking about that he posts.
Honestly, it's the top quality training, like the best quality of training you'll find. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, you know, that's just it. And like I said, bottom line though, honestly, if you're not happy with what you're doing in life, folks, you need to make a change. And here's the other thing: speaking of change, if you're not open to change, if you're You know what? Did you ever hear the definition of insanity, Ricky?
Is it doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result?
Exactly.
Yep.
Don't expect a different result if you're not going to make a change, guys.
And I was living up to the definition of insanity for the last year. I was really expecting something different, but it wasn't happening. And what I did was, instead of doing the same thing, I did something different. I went to a new school, and it's been unbelievable experience. Everything is behind me now. Again, a ship can't set sail while its anchor's still down. I had to get rid of the anchor so I could full steam ahead to a whole new level in wrestling. And I'm so excited for the future, guys. I'm telling you, I am buzzing for the future.
You know, it's kind of funny, Ricky. I'm going to give you an analogy because I did a similar thing that you just did. You don't know it, really, do you? But, you know, when the NWF merged and I sold it to Dirty Ernie, and I went along for a while and did the TV, but I knew it wasn't going the way I wanted it to. I couldn't control it like I used to. And I was like, same for me. I need out. So I stepped away. Then I resurfaced in the PWA with Eddie Sharkey. I needed a change. Yeah. And I had to step away from my own creation to do it at the time. So
that's it. 100%.
Let me just get a couple comments in here quick before we wrap up. First of all, Tony Begley, he's here. Well. You know, I want to say a little story about Tony I've learned last week on Rewind because he popped in. Tony decided to jump on a donkey, startle the damn thing. It bucked him off, and he landed on his back and hit a rock or something, and now he's hurt his back and he cannot wrestle. He's just refereeing again. Just FYI, he's for a limited time.
Oh.
But yeah, Tony, and of course, I was giving him a hard time. Like, Tony, it looks like the donkey got you before I could. What can I say?
Tried to hop on the back of a donkey.
Yeah. I didn't think the donkey liked him sitting on it, and he bucked him right off, and that's that. So, Tony. Well. Just had to get in. By the way, Tony's going to come on with us, too. He'll be a future guest, so we'll watch for that. And then, Scott, I wanted to get this in. Scott says, before you guys sign off, let me say, Crusher, your NWF World Heavyweight Championship is in good hands. Let me cook, and I'll represent NWF Wrestling with pride. So that's a great message from the new, as of yesterday, the new NWF World Champ right now. Remember, our NWF belt, people don't get misconstrued here. It's not a kid's title. It's not a teenage title. It has been held by lots of people at all ages. You know, it started out as a teenage belt, but it goes everywhere. And right now it's with this guy. So
Scott's unbelievable talent. One of the best up and coming heavyweights in the whole of Britain.
You know, and the person that wanted to laugh at Ricky, you know, this is a world title that's literally went halfway around the world so far. So it's like, unlike a lot of federations that claim world titles, this one actually is going to different promotions.
Yeah, this is a world championship. It's great.
Yeah, just FYI. Have to say that. And then this one just came in, Ricky. Ricky, are you going to continue wrestling or are you retiring? I don't understand. They're just confused.
I'm continuing wrestling. Quitting wrestling was in my head, but I'm not going to quit. I'm going to continue forward. But I'm training at a new school, Relentless Wrestling, which is a different school than what I was at before.
Yeah.
I'm just moving school, but I'm not quitting wrestling. Not quitting at all. I'm not leaving.
He's not leaving,
Still
folks.
Here.
And, you know, it's like, and by the way, I meant to say this too. I want to say we're very happy to announce on our YouTube channel here that we just hit 4,000 subscribers. So that's a new milestone for the NWF. And, you know, it's
unreal.
We keep getting new subscribers, and I'm very happy with that. And, you know, for everybody who likes our Rewind stuff, just FYI, I'm almost done with all our 1080p restorations, although we're still probably got a year worth of rewinds to get through them all. But then we're going to go to 4K restorations. So there'll be a whole series of new rewinds to get through on that. And let me tell you something, the 4K footage looks really good.
It's never ending. This
I
can't end.
Gator McGrath, I think I sent you a couple of the clips, Ricky. Gator McGrath sent me some stuff he was asked about. I said I'd do a couple matches for you just to show you what we can do, because he's got a lot of old VHS stuff, and he was quite impressed. Yeah, that cleans up nicely. And he wants the 4K restoration, so that's
we'll have to get him on here soon.
Yeah, he's gonna come on. We're gonna watch what we're gonna do when he comes on, just so you guys know, we're gonna watch my retirement match with Ricky, and we're gonna watch his retirement match. and it's going to be a great conversation. I can't wait for that show.
Oh
So-
yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
But what we're going to have coming up, Ricky, and I just kind of set the date today. I don't have a graphic for it, but Ricky, it's, I believe, July 11th, right?
Yep.
It's going to be a Saturday, same time that we came on today. It's Saturday at 7 p.m. Ireland time, 12 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
We're going to be on again, and I got to get with Sean Hernandez. I'll find out who he has lots of guys who want to come on, so we're going to get one of his guys on. It'll be one of his wrestlers. So that's going to be our guest on July 11th, and looking forward to being with Ricky again. Ricky wants to watch soccer, ladies and gentlemen, and so it's his favorite team,
Football.
Canada. I got to say, USA, keep at it, man. You didn't
These are
that
scaring
one.
me.
That
These
one
are doing way too good.
that one we just lost. We didn't even have our main guys in there, and they almost won it.
Yeah, against
that don't
Turkey,
count.
who are a good team.
Yeah,
They
they're a
just
pretty good team.
underperformed.
I think if we would have had the main roster, we would have done better. I don't even get into this, but I'm into it just because it's cool to see the United States doing somewhat decent.
These
So,
are doing really good. Yeah, it's scary.
so we'll see. I don't know. This is where it gets tough. That's an elimination round.
yeah.
So. Anyways, so we're gonna sign it off and stuff. I hope you enjoyed the show. And guys, I hope no one was, look, I told Ricky, he made a change. I wanted him to say whatever he wanted to say, and so he spoke his mind, and that's the way it is. Dave has always said, I don't have a filter, and we don't filter anything here. Ricky gives me a hard time about censoring, but that's only in kayfabe, guys.
Well, as you can see, today I didn't feel like holding as much, and again, I just want to clear that anything I said is not a reflection of the people who work at the place I was at. It's more of a reflection of the person in charge. The people who work there, if any of you see this, keep smashing it. You're an amazing group, the best of the best. You're a great group, and I wish you nothing but the best. Genuinely, you're amazing.
I echo the same. Like I want nothing better than for the promotion that Ricky used to be a part of to succeed. Nothing but the best for that. But I also support Ricky where he's at today, like I said.
Yeah.
So I hope that everything goes well. I can't wait to see his first match when he gets back in there.
It's coming up soon.
I've always been a fan, like with Ricky ever since he started. So to see him grow now, and actually, by the way, guys, you haven't seen, if you've been on his Instagram, Ricky's getting a bit of definition going here. He's the gym work has really been paying off. He's actually starting to show some progress. I'm sorry, progress.
Progress. Yeah, that's what I say.
Anyways, I'm gonna let it. You guys, we're gonna sign it off so you can get back to it. I just want to say this quick. I'm gonna get this comment out. Oh, where is it? And by the way, this is a quick one from. I hope Ricky uploads more matches. Well, keep an eye on it. They'll be coming once he starts getting them. So.
Oh yeah.
Let me just say this. This is what's coming up. This is a big deal, actually. This particular show. So July 2nd, Dave and I will be on right before 4th of July. But this was the NWF's 2-year anniversary show, a real special show.
Wow.
And it was leading up to our first Armory card. And it's interesting to watch this because now the guys know we're going to go in front of people and watch the way they are really now, like these matches are starting to take form from what they were. It's like all that sloppiness that we were when we were kids. Now it's like it's getting a little bit more crisp.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually starting to look like pro wrestling. So it's a very interesting show. And I can see that's Conan in there power pressing one of the lightweights. And he took that, by the way, in that hard ass ring. That little guy did.
That's great.
And anyway, so for Ricky Henry, I'm Crusher Crossan. And by the way, Rick, I meant to ask you before we sign off, the Globetrotter, is that game going to stick or is that going to change? Or is that yet to be determined?
No comment. That's
No
all I'll
comment.
say right now. Yeah.
And we're not going to see the Red Dragon, are we?
The Red Dragon? Well, I'll have to bring out the mask, will I? I'll have to bring out the mask.
Yeah, I call that the Red Dragon. That's a one of the Dave and I talk about this. One of these days, me, Dave, and Ricky are going to come on here and do a tell all podcast. You're going to hear the entire backstory because there's lots of backstories.
Oh
you
yeah,
haven't all heard. One of these days,
that would be something.
yeah, one of these days we'll do that. But
If we get
anyways,
1,000 likes, we'll do it.
But as I can say, you know, most of you guys will catch us in rewind or replay. But it was great to see Ricky again. Ricky, it's great to see. I'm glad you were here, and you know, I missed doing these with you, so it was great to do this.
yeah.
So we'll be back here very shortly in a couple weeks with one of Sean Hernandez's guys, and we'll find out who on that show. So stay tuned. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time we're live.
Thank you very much.